Hi, now we're going to create the virtual machine and associate to the resources that we have created earlier. The first resource is the resource group and the second resource is virtual network. Alright, let's proceed. To create virtual machine, I'll go to the search bar above, click on that and search for virtual. At the drop down list, I can see virtual machines. I click on that. As you can see, nothing is created yet. Let's create a new virtual machine. On the top left, click on the button create and I'm going to choose the option of Azure virtual machine. Okay, we are not going to create new resource group. I'm going to associate this new virtual machine to the already created resource group. To do that, I click on the drop down list. I choose Shinjiru West US3. Okay, click on that. Okay, virtual machine name, I'm going to put Shinjiru, Web 01. Okay, next I'm going to go to the image. Leave at the rest all default. Go to the image. As you can see, there is already Windows 2022 Data Center Edition, a Data Center Azure Edition Gen 2. I don't want Azure Edition. I want the standard one. So I click on all images, see all images. Alright, once we are here, we can see we have a lot of options of OS. Okay, some are paid and some are free. Okay, for Windows Server it's already bundled, but for the rest like Linux, all right, you can see it starts from 0.03 cent dollar per hour for CentOS 7 by procomputers.com. So right now we're not going to use any of this. We are just going to use Windows Server. So I go to Windows Server. At the bottom here, I click on the button select. There's many options here. What I want for this time is Windows Server 2022, the standard one, not the Azure edition. Where is it? I found it. Here it is. Windows Server 2022 Data Center. There is generation 1 and generation 2. I'm going to go for generation 2 VM. Click on that. Alright. So we already chose the ISO. Now we chose the VM sizing for compute. Note the price here is only for compute, not disk transaction and bandwidth. So see all sizes. I don't want this size. I click on see all sizes. I don't want what people commonly use. I close, drop down that. No, I close that window. So I already know what I want. Actually, I want the B series VM. Let's open the B series drawer. Here I've already know what I want from here as well. B2MS, which is 2 core CPU, 8 gig RAM. Okay, I click on that. And at the bottom here, I click on the button select. Okay, for username, okay, you can put in any username you want, but not administrator. Sorry, oops. Shinjiru. Okay, web. Okay, Shinjiru web. Okay, password also. Let me redo the password. Alright, repeat the same process again. The password, the same password. Alright, okay. So the password cannot use simple password, it will reject. So at the bottom here, I'm going to allow only RDP port for now. So next, we click on the disk button. Now we come to the disk. For the OS disk for this VM, I don't want the premium SSD. By default, it will be premium SSD. Click on this, choose standard SSD. Okay, the rest all leave default. Now what we're going to do is add another new disk. Alright, click on that. This is the data disk. So I'm going to click on this. By default, again, It's going to choose premium SSD with 1 TB of disk. I don't want that size. I go click on the change size. I want is 256 GB, and at the top here on the drop down list I click on from premium SSD I change to standard SSD. Okay, looks like all is chosen. Custom disk size 256. Click OK. Alright, I can either choose the option to delete the disk with the VM or leave it as it is. If I leave it as it is, charges on the disk do apply even after I delete the VM. Okay, right now I will choose the option delete with the VM. Click OK. Okay, so next, there's nothing else to do here. Next, we go to networking. Okay, in networking, we are not going to create new. We are going to attach the previous VNet to this. It is already there. Shinjiru VNet US3. Okay, it is already chose the subnet, and the IP is new. Okay, new IP Shinjiru Web 01. So as same here, the inbound ports which are going to allow only my remote desktop for now, 3389. Okay, here also I can leave the public IP and NIC when VM is deleted. I can leave it. You delete the VM, only you delete is the compute. But I don't want that. I want once I remove the VM, everything removes as well. So I click on this. No load balancing option. Next we go to management. Okay, what we're going to do is, since this is a production VM, all right, if you see this auto shutdown option on production VM, you must disable this. All right, auto shutdown. We are not enabling site recovery. We are not enabling hot patch. Okay, so let's check back. Everything is there. Okay, all is great. So for patch orchestration is automatic by OS window automatic updates only. All right, or you can choose manual if you want. So you do the patch and you restart yourself. Next is monitoring. Okay, at monitoring I can enable CPU, memory, disk IOPS and all that, and with network. All right, so I'm going to leave this all as default. 80% CPU greater than 80% will alert me, and the rest I'll leave it at default, and this will cost me estimated 60 cents USD per month. So I'm going to save this option. Save. All right, you can see all the alerts here. Next we're going to go to advanced. Click on the advanced button. Here we have nothing much to do. Click on tags button. Here also, if you want to add tags, if you want to, but I'm not going to create any now. Now it's going to review all my configuration and see whether it's able to create the VM or not. Okay, validation has passed, as you can see on the top here. Once validation has passed, I can continue to create VM by clicking the button at the bottom left. Create. On the top right, you can see initializing deployment. Submitting deployment. If you want to see the status, click on the bell button and you can see the status. Alright, now your deployment is complete. Let's go to resource. Click on go to resource. Okay, as you can see, the public IP is already assigned to the particular VM. This is the public IP over here, and this is the local IP of the VM. local IP 10.0.0.4, and this is the public IP. So I'm going to choose the public IP, copy the public IP, copy from here. Now I'm going to try to remote desktop in. See whether if I can remote into the server. I click on connect. Okay, now let me put the username and password. I have it in my notepad. We just copy it. Okay. It's connecting. Here you go. First time loading my profile, it will be a bit slow. Alright, this is my server. It's still loading. This I click no. Okay, the server manager has already loaded. If I want to add roles and features, I can. And minimize this. This is for another tutorial. Okay, we are done here. VM is up and running. Internet is up. I can remote in. Thank you very much.